Lady Gaga, what's your take?
I have no time for... No, it's irrelevant. I mean,
What do you mean?
well, it's just attention-seeking nonsense.
You don't think she's making a statement?
About what?
Dude, the whole video is going to be me laughing if you keep answering me like that. Okay, so, alright, let's rewind. Lady Gaga, right? Mm-hmm. Icon, advocate for LGBT rights and all the rest of it. Meat dress wearer. With the meat dress, do you think she was making a statement with the meat dress?
It wasn't a statement. It was just a meat dress. What will make me stand out from everybody else?
Wear meat.
Wear meat. I was listening to an interview with someone, I cannot remember who it was now. This journalist said that she'd interviewed Lady Gaga and it was very relaxed interview with her, and she kept breaking out into song, and she said, oh, she's got a wonderful singing voice. And she said to her, that's not what you sound like on the record. And she said, no, it's auto-tuned on the record. And she said, why do you auto-tune it? She said, because that's what people are used to hearing and that's what sells. So she has got a bit of a brain on her, but I just got no time for all this dressing up.
All the antics.
She's almost famous for being famous.
She's more famous for her antics than her music. You know, if her music is selling, that's guaranteed. That's not what's going to be talked about. It'll be what she's just worn or what she's just said. It's engineered lunacy. Don't get me wrong, the meat dress was original, but it's still lunacy. It's still, it doesn't mean anything. All the costumes she comes out with, she's planned that. You don't just break out into a costume just like that. It takes time to get her into these costumes, out of these costumes. There's nothing spontaneous about this at all, and people don't seem to realise that. They just think, oh yeah, she's so off the wall, she's so weird. She's not weird. Yeah. I saw this interview years ago about, she had not long come out and she was wearing some nonsense on her face, and this interviewer, he asked her, everyone has downtime, do you ever just like sort of at home lounge around in your PJs and do the sort of things that normal people do? She said something like, oh no, I don't do that. And I thought, yes you do, shut the fuck up, do me a favour. Of course you do that, everyone does that. So you go to sleep in those costumes, do you? You went to sleep in the meat dress that night, did you? The image is just that, it's an image. The image is not the reality. And when you have people who seem to buy into it, just think, really? You can't see through the fact that this woman is obviously selling something to you. This image she's selling cannot possibly be genuine. Really? Iconic? Yes, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's a good thing. Was it you that told me that she was naked at one of her concerts or something?
Oh, she did some gay club thing. I don't know what it was.
Why was she naked?
I don't know. I just thought, oh, great, wonderful. Oh, look, another naked celebrity. You're no good at what you do, so you need to take your clothes off.
Yeah, but Madonna's on that. Madonna's done that, That's terrible too, Madonna.
My point. Exactly.
No one wants to see that. You just think, cover it up. Please don't bare yourself. I do like some of her music though. I like Poker Face. I like all that.
I've heard that track. I tell you what, I heard somebody do a track once. It turned out it was a Lady Gaga song. And then I listened to it and I thought it was crap. But the cover that someone did was really nice. It was a completely different arrangement. But then I heard the original one and I thought it was awful.
I don't think she can sing that well, if I'm dead honest. I think she can perform and she can catch your attention, she can do weird, crazy things, but there isn't a whole draw to her teeter on that and not so much her singing. And this is the thing, some of her singing is actually pretty good when she's really in the zone. When she first came out, it seemed to be sort of about music. Now it's more, let's be as outrageous as possible and let's do as much as possible to get people looking at me.
Do a bit of singing as well.
And that's what I find difficult. We have the male version of her in Kanye West. We have the older version of her in Madonna.
Madonna, yeah.
When you hear people singing her praises, what do they usually comment on? Do they usually comment on her singing? I've never once heard anyone say, oh man, I love Lady Gaga. Her new album is dope. Or her new album is so lovely or great. It's soulful. You don't hear that. It's what she's done. It's the new music video maybe. It's not her music necessarily. That's what someone like Adele will always have over people like Gaga and stuff like this. Adele sings.
What talent?
She invests time in her music and her craft. You can respect her for that. But Gaga seems to be a gimmick. It's more gimmicky than talent. It's more gimmicky than music. Either let's get our kit off or let's see how much clothes we can put on, how much outrageous stuff we can put on before we actually start singing. What's the point?
Team Adele.
Team Adele. Well... No. I mean, there must be another singer that we can root behind if we're going to root behind anyone that who's really decent. We're going to end up talking about people who don't sing well, like Jessie J. Oh God, don't get me started on her.
I'm not a big fan. I don't see what the draw is.
I
never saw what the draw was with the dead woman. What's her name? Amy Winehouse.
Now that Amy Winehouse could sing.
Yeah, but I never saw the appeal. She did that one song. And
what, Rehab?
Was it? I don't know.
Well, she's had many songs. But it's Back to Black and Rehab and Valerie and
that was Valerie. That was the only song that I
but I would rather get behind bloody Amy Winehouse, dead as she is, than Gaga. I settle with Amy Winehouse. Fantastic singer.
But she's dead.
A live well, look, we'll be here all night if we think of a live singer. I mean, we can still try, but if we don't find another one in the next 60 seconds, then I think we should give up the game. I don't want to name people like Beyonce.
Well, no, Beyonce is boring.
Alicia Keys isn't too bad. No thanks. Who's an indisputable singer?
Well, this shows the state of the music industry, doesn't it?
No, only by our standards, or maybe we're
quite broad standards as well.
I think so. Yeah. But would you say our taste is mainstream?
No, but it's broad, isn't it?
But it's not mainstream. Broad as it is, if it's not mainstream, it's niche. Broad across the niches as it might be. I like Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
I just came to like her more after she died than when she was alive. I just didn't see the appeal when she was alive. She was always getting into drugs and stuff
that's
like
it.
this.
It's that boring routine of...
celebrity going off the rails.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I reckon we should put that to bed. We haven't found anyone else. I'm sure there's loads, but I just can't think of one.
Oh, well. So, Gaga, no.
Gaga, no. That's cool, actually. I like that.